Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree Easter Dunn inspired lighted banner. And we're going to use some plastic eggs from the Dollar Tree in two sizes. I'm actually going to use some from the 99-cent only store that I actually got. I wanted to buy this big egg for a previous project and had all these big eggs inside. But you can do them all in one size if you want. We're going to use some Krylon white chocolate finish paint because I had it on hand, but any white spray paint will do. And then of course we're going to use some empty branches from flower stems because that's what we're going to use to hold the eggs up. And then some lights from the Dollar Tree. I actually have butterfly white ones, just didn't take a picture of them, I'm sorry. And then a Sharpie. But you're also going to need a scissor. My big scissor is pictured here, but I actually ended up using my little blue one instead to create the hole. So no real big tools involved. We're just going to use a scissor to create the hole for the lights. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put all of your eggs on the stems. Now you could glue all of these closed if you want to make that extra effort, that extra step. I don't feel that's necessary. If it snaps open, it snaps closed just as easily. Okay? And last year we painted some eggs. We made some Dunn inspired Easter eggs. They're on the Easter playlist on my channel. And this year we're going to do something a little different. Last year we used the homemade chalk paint, and this year we're going to spray paint them. The reason I wanted to do this is, if you saw in the thumbnail, because they're colored eggs, once you light them up, they glow a color. And because you paint them white, they glow a more muted color. I'm not really 100% sure why all of these Easter eggs that are plastic always come in primary colors plus pink. It's so weird to me, I don't know. Why are they not pastels? Does anybody have any idea? Let me know. Anyhow, I mean, that is sort of a light blue, but it's not really a light blue. And that's sort of a pink, but it's not really a light pink. But that's a regular yellow and like a regular purple. I mean, it's not dark purple, but it's not light purple by any stretch of the imagination. Anyhow, I digress. So what I decided to pick out was eggs that I wanted to kind of go in the same cool color family. I picked the pink, the blue, and the purple only. Of course, you could do these whatever color you want to. Now, I brought them outside. I stuck them in foam in on the little branches. I bend the branches out so it looks like a tree so that they don't touch each other. And then shake your spray paint really good. And then, of course, don't forget to lose the footage 100% of you actually spray painting the eggs. Yep, that's what happened. Please forgive me. I have no idea what happened. But in all fairness, it was a terrible day. Everything that went wrong that day went wrong. Could go wrong, went wrong, trust me. So basically what I did was I just did one light coat of spray paint. I made sure I get really good coverage. You don't want to make it too thick because then you'll have drips. And I did have drips, and I'll show you when you get up close when we light them. But even the drips aren't objectionable. They do add sort of a marbly look to the egg once it's lit up. But afterwards, you just have to go ahead and drill the holes and fit the lights. So these are the lights, like I said, from the Dollar Tree. They're butterfly lights. I actually had them from 2 years. And that's why I didn't take a picture with the package, because I don't have the package anymore. And I just pulled the lights off. Now, since we're going ahead and we're going to make these, I think that all of the light sets at the Dollar Tree that they have now that have colored butterflies and colored dragonflies, I think the actual dragonfly is a color. So I think they all do have white lights still, is what I was trying to say. But we're going to go ahead and stick these into eggs anyway. So if you end up only finding colored lights, then you can go ahead and you can use them and just coordinate the colors that you're going to put them in. All right. So put your batteries in, test your lights. Always test your lights before you go any further, because the worst thing is to put a craft together and then realize your lights don't work. That's a pain. So all I've done is I've taken my little scissor and I just basically took one leg of it, and I just started twisting in the top of the eggs, just drilling. And what you want to make sure you do is check it along the way. You don't want to make your hole too big and then have your egg fall off. So just drill a little bit, test your fit, drill it a little bit more. You want it to be snug, so that the light bulb is actually like a little light bulb and then like a green jacket, and then the cord. So you want to make sure that it fits snugly around the green jacket. You're going to push the green jacket all the way through so that it's kind of dangle on there. But you definitely want to make sure that you test each one with the light that it's going to go in, because again, these are made in a factory and they're not necessarily 100% uniform. So each light, I checked which each light bulb was going to go into. Now, I just wrote the word Easter. The light set has 10 lights. So what I did was I used 6 big eggs to spell Easter, and then I left 2 regular eggs on each side, just to make it sort of like a set, you know. But again, if you're going to use all little eggs, that doesn't make a difference. You just want to make sure you space out the colors, which is what I forgot to do. And now you see me taking that part apart. It was a little bit more difficult to actually get them out, which I guess is the purpose of fitting them one at a time, isn't it? Man, sometimes I don't know. But this is another benefit to not gluing them on there. If you ever have to take them apart, it's a little easier to open the egg up, to push the casing from the inside to get the light bulb back on. So I made sure I checked all of the other colors before I put them on. And just the way that I did it, I believe it was like blue, yellow, purple, blue, pink, purple, I think is the way it ended up being for mine. Then with the little eggs on the end. So that's not important, however you want to design it. If you have enough eggs to make them all one color, you could go ahead and do that. It would look cute. If they were all yellow, then they would still keep a Ray Dunn feel, because they would just sort of be like a glow almost, like a warm light coming out of your eggs. But if you also, another thing is, if you want these whiter, because even when they're not lit up, you can kind of see that there's a pale color under there. Just go ahead and put 2 coats on, but just test them before you put on a 3rd coat. Make sure that you still have the light come through the egg, the color come through in the egg when you light it up. But I didn't think that was objectionable, and honestly, they look enough like white for the effect that I was going for. All right. Now, if you do happen to actually drill one of them a little bit too big, what you can do is you can open up the egg if you haven't closed it, and you can go ahead and push some of the plastic back in around the wire. That helps. But worst case scenario is you just drop a little hot glue in the hole, and that will help hold the wire on. Because they're coated, it's okay. All right. And they're LED, so the electricity, the battery power, and they don't get hot, which is what I was trying to say. All right. So now I just tested to make sure they're all hung on, and we actually had one that was a little loose, so I went ahead and I fixed it. Now we take out our Sharpie and we start to draw our Ray Dunn letters. But OMG, I messed up, and now I'm glad I messed up, because now I get to show you how to fix it if you mess up. But I was totally writing the word Easter. I counted out 6 eggs, and I made this whole plan, and then I ended up writing an H like I was going to write happy. I don't know what's wrong with me. Please don't ask. But what I did was I took the side of my scissor and I scraped away the paint where the parts of the H that I wanted to fill back in with white. Basically the right upright and then half of the middle line, because this is supposed to be an E. The worst case scenario is you can go ahead and spray paint the whole egg over again, or get another egg and spray paint it. But I just went ahead and I fixed it. And then I filled in the white plastic with just some chalk marker, some chalk paint pen marker. But then what I really ended up doing was turning it around, because I'm hanging these on my fireplace and they only have one good side anyway, so why not? Okay. And then I drew another E on that side. But you want to be more careful than I was. So after the E, I went ahead and I wrote the other letters as well. Now I wanted to just tell you guys, if you have a Cricut, or if you can buy people sell stencils for Ray Dunn letters on Etsy, all of those things, go for it. I just, I'm fine with the handwriting. I like the way it looks. I used the seam of the egg to kind of create that low midline that is in a lot of Rae Dunn. I know she does a high midline and a low midline in different objects, but this is just inspired. This isn't supposed to be a copy. So what I ended up just leaving the low midline for everything. So the E, the A, the well, the other E and then the R are all going to have that low midline, which I like. And I just use, like I said, the seam of the egg to get that straight low midline. And now once I repaired my E, I went ahead and I went with the other letters. Now the S was kind of fun because making skinny S's is sort of, people, sort of fun, I'm sorry. People have said, I have had a lot of practice lettering. That's really the only advice I can ever give is just practice, just like you did when you were in elementary school and you had your little line paper that you learned how to do your penmanship in the first place. Just practice, honestly. But when you have a word that doesn't have two of the same letter, I mean, this one has two E's, but E is a pretty straightforward letter. But if it had like two S's or two T's, I may copy it, like draw it on a piece of paper and trace them so that they were the same. That'd probably be like my only tip. Otherwise, if they're straight letters, those are always the easiest. It's just a matter of pen control and straight lines. All right, and here's how they look like all lit up. I just think that they're super cute when they're lit up too. I like them just hanging there with no lights on because then they feel very farmhouse to me. And then when I light them up, they do have that pastel sort of Easter spring feel to them. All right, and I think I've mentioned this before. I like my Easter farmhouse, but with like a little color and a little sparkle. Like I said, I think Jesus is that the spark of light, the light of life. He basically sparkles, and that's what makes me think of it. The glow of the new risen King. Okay, sorry. I got off on a tangent. But anyway, you could leave the two butterflies on the ends because that would be very spring-like as well. But what I did was I decided to take two of the small eggs, eat a blue and a purple on each side, and to go ahead and drill the holes in the top of them. For the big eggs, what I did do was each big egg had two holes in the top, and I picked the hole that was closer to the hinge. And that's where I wanted to stick the light in. But for the little eggs, I just made a whole new hole directly into the top, right where that little seam from the mold is. That's where I went ahead and I drilled that. And of course, you want to be careful. You want to go slow, but you want to be purposeful. And I like doing it where the little mold is because it almost gives a little divot in the top of the egg. But if you feel more comfortable going through the pre-existing hole, it catches the tip of your scissors, so you don't have to worry about your scissors sliding around. But you just want to turn purposefully. Again, this is 4 times speed, so it looks like I'm going really fast. But I'm trust me, I was going slow. And then add the pieces on the end. I actually wanted to show you that I had one that was cracked, and I actually didn't even realize it. It didn't crack when I was drilling the hole, but I noticed it when I was drilling the hole. If you were around, if you watch all the videos on both my channels, you'll know that I had a very bad day crafting this day, and these eggs on their styrofoam went flying across my carport. The only thing I can think of is it actually crashed then, because if it was cracked then, if it was cracked when I put it on the stems, I would have noticed it. So I'm assuming that's when it cracked. Now, for those 2 eggs on each end, I left them plain because I just wanted them to be accents. But they would look really cute with a cross with light beams on them, or if you wanted to do a bunny or a flower or even another egg-shaped egg, a silhouette. That would be really cute as well. I just left them plain because I wanted them to be just accent colors. Okay? And then what I did was I got some quick release command hooks and I put them on the sides of my electric fireplace and then hung the eggs. I think they look great white as well as colored. So you guys have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below. Hopefully you like this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with friends and family. Anybody you know might want to see what it looks like to decorate these eggs like this. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care. God bless. See you next time. Bye.